R.I.P. Sebastian Eubanks. Never did I imagine I could experience the feelings I have now. Heartbroken Chris Eubank tells of his pain as his boxer son Sebastian, 29, drowns in Dubai weeks after becoming a father. Tribute has been pouring in across the sports world. I'm sure you all remember Chris Eubank. He was a world champion, world boxing champion, and a British champion, undefeated. Very, very positive guy, very strong guy, mentally, physically. He won top British boxing titles, in the 90s. And his son, one of his sons, Sebastian, has been found dead. Body was found dead at the beach in Dubai. Sebastian was one of the sons of legendary British world champion, boxing champion, Chris Eubank. He was also a boxer, like his legendary father, and he won 2 professional bouts. And he was the third eldest of Chris' 5 children. Chris has got 5 children. He was the third of his children. And he himself, Sebastian, became a father of his own in the last 1 month, just a few weeks ago. He was due to be 30, celebrating his 30th birthday in a few days' time. He grew up in Hove, outside London. And he moved to the US as a teenager. And then he later moved to Dubai to be with his wife, Salma. They both just celebrated the birth of their first child, a son, a month ago. That was 4 weeks ago. And, Chris is so devastated. His son is known to be a deep thinker like his father, very much like his father. He was loved and respected by all. Oh my God, this is so devastating. Chris is so devastated at the loss of his son. I can't understand why somebody. This year alone, you can see I'm perplexing for words. I really don't know what to say. He was just a week short of his 30th birthday. He was a boxer like his father, fighting in lightweight bouts. He also made his MMA debut last year. He was found on a beach in the UAE, Dubai, where he lived with his son and his wife and his son Raheem. And, he went by the name of Alka Lion and fought in 2 professional fights. He won both. The former boxer, his father, Chris Eubank, said, "Never did I imagine I would write these words or experience the feeling I have now at the loss of my son. My family and I are devastated to hear the death of Sebastian just days before what would have been his 30th birthday. He has left behind his wife Salma, his son Raheem, who was just born a month ago, and his mother Karen Medius. We all know, if you remember, if you were a teenager in the 90s or in your early 20s, when Chris won his first professional boxing title, he proposed on ring to his then girlfriend Karen, who now became the mother of his 5 children. As Sebastian, he's got other brothers, and they are called Nathaniel and Chris Jr., Joseph, and he's only got one sister, Emily, and countless relatives and friends. Oh my God. Sebastian grew up in Hove in England, but in the later part of his years, last few years, he made his life, in Dubai. He had a wide circle of friends. He was a leader in the adoption of healthy lifestyle and alternative therapies. And his father, Chris Eubank, the legendary champion, British champion and world champion, was his personal trainer, as a personal trainer, and also as a professional boxer. Sebastian was known to be a deep thinker like his father. He loved to challenge and he accepted windstorm. He was loved by and respected by so many who knew him, and as a family, his mother, Sebastian's mother, has just announced, and the whole family has just announced that they plead to the public to kindly be asked to be given space and privacy to celebrate Sebastian's life and remember their dearly beloved son, their brother, their husband, and also a friend. And Sebastian's mother, Karen, has said that our whole family is grieving at the huge loss of our son and brother, Sebastian. Please respect our grief and privacy while we try to comprehend our son. It's devastating. I don't know what to say. You can see in this picture he's with his wife Salma and with their son Raheem. It's so sad. It's so sad. It's so saddening, honestly. Tributes are all coming in from across the boxing and sports world, and so many have offered their condolences to the Eubank family. His brother, Chris Eubank Jr., posted his own tribute on the social media. He's 31-year-old. He said, "Rest easy, little brother. I love you and you will always be missed always." Promoter Eddie Hearn, I think you all know Eddie Hearn. He's a top boxing promoter. He said he's so saddened by the news of the passing of Seb. They all call him Seb, short form abbreviation of Sebastian. Seb Eubanks. He said our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends. Tony Bello said, thinking of all the Eubank family at this time, thoughts and prayers are with them all. Hausa, thinking of all the family and friends of the Eubank family on their loss. Hashtag RIP Sebastian Eubank. Robbie Fowler posted. Sebastian Eubank, he beat Polish fighter Kamil Kosnik on his debut in February 2018. That was 3 years ago. On the other card of his older brother Chris Jr. clash with George Groves. Two of his sons are boxers. Chris Eubank, trained his sons to be successful boxers, and they are very successful. Sebastian was the fourth member of the famous fighting family to enter the paid ranks of boxing. All his sons are into sports and boxing, following Chris cousin Harlem and half brother Natalia Wilson. In their family, they are all boxers. They are all into boxing. Very strong black family. Very strong and successful black family. Remember those days when there was a bit of discrimination in England in the 90s, when I used to look at Chris, what he said, and when he went for interviews, when they tried to ask him some silly questions, the way he will place the interviewer in such a way that they wouldn't even know what they are talking about again. He put them in their position. He was somebody who was strong mentally and physically. You couldn't put Chris Eubank down. You couldn't put his sons down. He was a mentor to me as a lady. He was a mentor. He made me to fight and to be what I am today. Oh my God, Sebastian, wherever you are, rest well. I know you are in the bosom of God. And I pray and I ask God to give his family, the whole Eubank family, especially his wife that he has left behind, and his little son who will not grow up to, oh my God. Anyway, I pray and I ask God to give them the fortitude to bear this loss and overcome this untimely and sad death. RIP Sebastian Eubank, the champ.